The member for Cunningham.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I want to take the opportunity as this sitting week comes to an end to reflect on some of the important conversations and events that have occurred as we go through World Mental Health Week this week. Of course, many of us in here are aware that we commenced with the World Mental Health Day on Monday, and many of us indeed started wearing our badges, and I personally, as I know many of my colleagues did, participated in the campaign to make a personal pledge on mental well-being, and I was pleased to sign that campaign website and make my personal pledge, which was to give back to my local community through something both fun and meaningful. And there was a great range of options there for people to consider signing up to, and so that's still operating, and I'd encourage people who are interested in supporting it to go onto the website, make their own pledge and be part of a very important initiative. I have to say there's been much discussion. I've done a debate, participated in the appropriation debate myself today, reflecting on the period of the election campaign and what's happened since. But there's one image that's stuck in my mind, particularly from the period of the election campaign, and that was when our leader, Bill Shorten, was at the Sky Leaders Forum in Brisbane, and he was asked a question about suicide, and he asked the audience for people to indicate if they knew someone who had attempted to take their own life, to put their hands up. And to be honest, I was quite shocked by the number of people in that room, from a random group of people brought together with nothing to do specifically with mental health, how many of them had known a friend or family member who had been touched by this terrible circumstance. And I think it was good that the profile of this issue is being raised, and I know colleagues from all around this chamber have been very active in their own electorates in talking about raising suicide awareness and how we can, as individuals and families and communities, help to eliminate suicide. We, of course, on Tuesday, and part of the reason that I'm very conscious of the suicide campaign issues in my own electorate is the work of my own Headspace organisation. And Tuesday was National Headspace Day as part of Mental Health Week. And I hardly feel I need to make any explanation about the work of Headspace in this place, because it is so well known and well regarded and supported across all parties. I was pleased in May 2008 to attend the commencement of our own local Headspace service, and they have provided excellent and very important service to our community in the years since then. On Tuesday I put a post up about National Headspace Day and a photo from 2008. And one young local woman commented on my post, and I think it captures why there's such a significant service. She said, "I wouldn't be here today if this amazing group of people didn't help me to see the light at the end of a very dark tunnel. Can't speak more highly about an organisation who is truly there to support young people going through a tough time in their own heads." And I think that beautifully captures the important work of Headspace. Today, Headspace had a local walk of pride. Our local candidate for the Wollongong by-election, Paul Scully, was there. I would definitely have been there if we weren't in this place. And this evening they're having a living books session at the Wollongong Library about mental health, as well as carers, and Arafmi Illawarra is importantly involved in those activities as well. About a month ago, the evening, in fact, before World Suicide Prevention Day, I joined the local Headspace and Lifeline supporters at the Wollongong Lighthouse for their Out of the Shadows and Into the Light walk. There were about 120 people there on a very cold, windy evening, and I think it showed the great support there is in our communities to arrest these issues. I finally just want to acknowledge a local journalist, Angela Thompson from the Illawarra Mercury, who did a very important article about a local organisation that has been formed to a collaborative approach to suicide prevention in our region, as we are increasingly aware of what a devastating effect it is having on individuals and families across our communities.
I call